Hi, and welcome to Money Honey. Today we'll be talking about 5 ways that you can kill your summer internship. Okay, so just to give you a little background information about myself, I have successfully completed 6 internships, and by successful, I mean I have been invited back at the end of every internship. So for you, the goal of every internship is to learn and to grow, but the number one goal is to get invited back, whether it's for another internship or for a full-time job. So I did 6 internships, 3 with a company called Comcast. Absolutely loved it. I did 2 with PwC. My final one with them resulted in a full-time offer, and then my last one was with Goldman Sachs, and that one resulted in a full-time offer as well. So here's just 5 tips that I think will help you be successful and get that return offer. Of course, there's like other things you can do, multiple other things that you can do, but these are just 5 things that I think are key that will definitely help you stand out during the summer. Okay, so number 1 is to prepare before day 1. You should truly understand that your internship begins before the first day of the internship. During the weeks and days leading up to your internship, you should be doing things like setting goals for yourself, setting expectations, and these goals should be tangible goals where you can actually see if they happened or if you reached them. You should be setting expectations for yourself, expectations for your relationships with your manager, expectations for your relationships with your team, expectations for your work ethic, right? So these are all things that you should be doing leading up to your internship so that on day 1, you're not thinking about, okay, like, what is it that I want to get out of this? How do I plan on getting those things out of this experience? All those things should be taken care of before you step foot into that building or until training or into orientation. Also, ways that you can prepare beforehand is having conversations with people who have interned there before, whether they're in the same division as you or not. Having conversations with people who work full-time at these places, just so that you can get a sense of the company culture as well as the types of things that you'll be doing and the types of things that you should know heading into the firm, heading into your position, because you want to be so prepared on that first day and throughout the entire time. You want to always show that you're prepared and always show that you want to be there and always show that you're excited and you're happy to learn, and that you'll show that excitement and that willingness to learn by showing them that you've been preparing way before the first day. So I think that the first tip would be, in these weeks leading up or these days leading up to the internship, you should be preparing now and just making sure you have goals in mind, and I would write them down, and I would even go as far as sharing those goals and those expectations with your manager on your first day of work or second day of work, depending on how your program is set up. So on your first day or whenever you have the opportunity to have that first face-to-face meeting with your manager, I would share with them your goals. I would share with them how you would like them to help you reach your goals. I would ask them the expectation that they have from you, and make sure you get clear feedback and clear advice on how you can meet those expectations, and not only meet them but exceed them. And so first day, already have that stuff planned out, and then go in and show them what you've been working on in the weeks and the days leading up to that first day of work. Okay, now moving to number 2. Build relationships with your entire team. It is very, very, very important for everyone on your team to think highly of you, to have positive things to say about you, because those are the people that you need saying great things about you when you aren't in the room. So ways that you can begin to build relationships with that team is to set a goal of having a one-on-one meeting with each person on your team within the first 2 weeks. During that time, get to know them personally, right? Ask them where they went to school. Ask them why they like doing what they do, why they like doing what they're doing, how they got there. Find out about their journey. Find out personal information about them, and then also share things about you as well, so that they can see that you genuinely want to get to know them, and that you're open enough to let them get to know you as well. building that relationships is key, because those are the people that will let you know if you're not doing too well, or if you did something wrong on a project, or if there's things that you can make better. Those are the people that you want to be telling you, your team members, so because they'll genuinely care about you. So build that relationship with the team, so that if something happens and you have a bad day or you have a bad week, they'll care enough about you to pull you aside and say, hey, listen, I know that you really want to be here, but right now it's not showing. And I think that you can change that by doing X, Y, and Z. So by building a relationship with those teammates, not only do you have people who will vouch for you in a room when you're not there, but you'll have people who genuinely care about you and will pull you aside to help you grow and to help you develop if you're not progressing at the rate that they would like you to. Building relationships are key, because a lot of people choose who they want to work with based off of the people, not really a lot of people choose where they want to work because of the people and not really always the company. So you need to make sure that they want to work with you so that they can invite you back to be on the team or in the company, period. So definitely make sure you're building relationships with your entire team, and don't just pick favorites or anything. And of course you'll probably be closer to some people than you will to others, but make sure the initial you take that initial approach to reaching out to everyone and getting to know everyone on a personal level, because it can definitely help you in the long run. The more people you have to say positive things about you, the better you will be in those meetings where they're talking about your performance, or when they're talking about if they should invite you back or not. My third thing is be punctual and communicate clearly. So you should be being punctual in every aspect of your internship. Showing up to work early, showing up to meetings on time, handing in assignments on time. And in the event that these things can occur, you should be communicating clearly with your manager, with the people that you're doing work for. So if you can't come, if for some reason you can't make it to work on time, you should be emailing your manager as you're on your way, or the moment you realize you'll be late, so that they can be aware, and when you show up 30 minutes late, they're not surprised, they'll know. You should be communicating if for some reason you can't make it to a meeting on time. For instance, if there's an intern event being put on by human capital management that you have to be at, and it ends at 3 o'clock and your meeting starts at 3 o'clock, you should be communicating with your manager, hey, I might not be able to be there until 3:05 because I have this event that I have to go to. So make sure that they're always aware of where you are in physically and with your work. You should always be turning work in on time. So when they give you a deadline, you should be having it in before the deadline or right at the deadline. You should never, ever, ever have to turn anything in late. And if you do have to turn something in late, make sure you are communicating clearly where you are with the project, why it's being held up, and when exactly you plan to have it, because that's so important. You don't want to be known as that person that never gets anything in on time, especially if the reason why it can't be in on time is something that's out of your control. Communicate that with your manager, communicate that with the teammates that are giving you the work, so that you don't hold them up, and so that they understand why something is being held up, and so that they don't look at you in a negative light. So the third thing is make sure you're punctual in everything that you do, and make sure you're communicating effectively with everything that you do. Okay, so for the fourth thing, be proactive and exceed expectations. So by be proactive, I mean like do things before people have to tell you to do them. Make things for your teammates, make their lives as easy as you possibly can. I'll give you an example of how you can be proactive. During my last internship, I was on a conference call with a whole bunch of people, and I knew what everyone had to do, because at the end of the call, they say, okay, well, Josh, can you handle this? John, can you do this? Sally, can you do this? And Kareem, can you do this? And you're listening to this, and you know what everyone has to do and what everyone's to-dos are. And if you don't have anything, and you don't have any other work from any other projects you're going on, if you know you can help Kareem out with something, you should help Kareem out for something. And that's something that I've done plenty of times during my internships. There's been times when I knew that Kareem had a lot of work on his plate and they added more, and I would say, hey, you know what, Kareem, I know that you have a lot going on right now and I don't have too much happening. Would you mind, would you like for me to build that spreadsheet for you, or would you like for me to copy and paste those numbers over so that you can have more time to focus on other things? And trust me, that will take you so far. You don't have to ask them to do the big stuff. You can ask to do the little simple stuff that you know you won't mess up, that won't take up too much time of yours, but it'll definitely help them out a lot. So find ways that you can be proactive and that you can help your team out, whether it's saying, hey, would you guys like for me to take the meeting minutes and record them and send them out to everyone afterwards? Like, nobody likes taking meeting minutes. So if you offer to do that, they will love you forever and exceed expectations. So try and put your own little spin on everything. A piece of feedback that I've gotten from one of my internships was Khadija turns every task into a project in a positive way. So there will be times when people would say, hey Khadija, here's this data. Could you give me a pivot table of it? Because I want to see X, Y, and Z. And I'll say, okay, sure, I can give you a pivot table. But I'll do some critical thinking and I say, you know what? Sally wants to see the information laid out this way, but I know what she's looking for. And I think she'll get a better understanding of the information if it's in a pie chart or a bar graph. So I'll give Sally her pivot table that she asked for, but I'll also give her alternatives. So I'll say, hey Sally, I know you asked for a pivot table, here it is, but I think that you can better see the information in a pie chart or this pivot table, and I color coordinated everything and tabbed it and organized it this way. People love when you do things like this. A lot of people love when things are color coded. So if you had an opportunity to color code something, do it. If you have the opportunity to organize something better, do it. And do these things without them having to tell you to do them. Do these things because you genuinely want to give the best product you possibly can. So yeah, I would just do everything you can to be proactive and to exceed those expectations, because those are the things that make you stand out when you're doing things that you aren't asked to do, and you're thinking and you're thinking critically about how you can make the lives better of your team. People really, really, really love that. And that's something that can help you when they're making that decision on if you should come back for another summer or if you should come back for a full-time position. And my fifth thing, be yourself and be confident. It goes a very long way when you are yourself. People appreciate authenticity. People love when they can be comfortable around you because they know that you are comfortable in your skin, right? Be yourself. Don't try and be anyone else. Don't try and be something that you're not. Just be you and just pray that you are enough, because you are. And in the event that being yourself doesn't really work with the company's culture, then that should be a good thing. You shouldn't want to return to that company. You shouldn't want to return to a place where you can't be yourself. For instance, I wore my hair like this for almost every internship that I had. I did not straighten my hair because that wasn't me, and I didn't think it would. And it's not fair to me to have to change something about myself so that I can fit in with a company. So go to a company that values you, and the only way that you'll be able to find out if they value who you are is if you are who you are and you show them who you really are. And if they value it, then you're literally golden. Also, be confident. Be confident in who you are and be confident in the things that you can do. When you do work, present it in a way that you know that you worked hard on it and that you know that it's the best that you could have done. So be confident in you. And if there's ever a chance where you feel like, wow, like this is a big company and everyone around me is so smart and I don't deserve to be here, right? Be confident in what got you there. So if it's your faith, be confident that your faith got you there because that's where you deserve to be, and be confident that your faith will carry you through. So just be confident in everything that you do, because people love being around confident people, because it's like contagious. It's an energy that like you just want to be around all the time. So be a confident person. Never be arrogant though. Don't be cocky. Understand that there's a lot for you to learn. You don't know everything. Pretty much you don't know anything, and that you can learn from so many people. So just be confident in who you are. Be yourself, and just trust that everything will work out, and it will. Okay, so these are my 5 tips on how I think that you can successfully complete an internship and how you can absolutely kill it. So make sure you're preparing ahead of time. Make sure that you're building relationships with your team, and also make sure you're building relationships with people around the firm, because just in case things don't work out with your team doesn't mean that things can't work out in other areas of the firm. Make sure you're being punctual and that you're communicating clearly. Communication is key in corporate America. If you have a corporate America type of internship, make sure you're communicating clearly. Also, make sure that you're being proactive, that you're taking the initiative, and that you're exceeding expectations. And lastly, please make sure that you're being yourself, and that you are being confident in your work product and who you are as a person. I really, really, really hope that this helps you as you are going through your internship. And even if these are things that you've heard before, I hope that maybe it's a little more clear to you, or it sparks some type of energy in you that you need to kill your internship, because I would love for everyone to receive full-time offers or return offers at their internships. And if there's anything that you have questions about, please feel free to comment below. Reach out to MoneyHoney on everything, right? On Facebook, you can message me through Facebook. You can message me through Instagram. You can message me through the MoneyHoney website. Just ask questions that you may have, because I made a lot of mistakes as an intern, and I wish that I had people to ask questions to. Well, I did have people to ask questions to, because I built relationships with people. But if you aren't there yet and you want to ask me, please feel free to. I will respond to you, and I will let you know my honest opinion. So thank you for watching, and please share this video with people that you think will be able to learn from it, and subscribe to the channel. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.